Alright, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. It's going to be the Constellations brand new Paladins patch notes breakdown and discussion video. Got a lot to talk about. Whether it's good or bad, there's a lot of both here. So hopefully you guys stick around till the end because there's going to be a lot to talk about and a lot you guys do not want to miss with this. So if you guys like these types of videos, you guys always seem to like these videos, leave a like. If you're new, subscribe and share the video. We also got a channel Discord, so if you guys are new and you guys haven't went over there, feel free to join the channel Discord. The link should be in the description. And go over and follow me on Twitter. I'd really appreciate that as well. That being said, we actually live earlier today with the update show. Had close to 30 people actually there live watching the update show alongside me. So thanks to everybody that showed up. Really, actually probably one of the best, probably update show streams we've had in quite a while. I think the only other one that came close, I think was the launch of Season 5. I think we did one close to launch of Season 5. That was pretty close to what we had today too, but crazy good stream. Thanks to everybody that showed up. Got a brand new champion this patch, y'all. Gonna get right into this. A brand new flank, yet another flank. I don't know how many guys are disappointed and sick of flanks like I am. I'm sick of DPS, I'm sick of flanks. The game doesn't need any more. The game does not need any more DPS or flanks, yet we still just keep getting fed flanks. Keep throwing them out at us. I don't know, I understand why. I really don't. 2100 health. He's kind of a dual wielder. He has a gun in one hand, he has a sword in one other hand. He has an ability where he has a movement ability to where you kind of dash and jump to an area and do a really weird spin that can actually stun people out. Rogue's Tempo, which is a projectile that shoots out of your sword. His ultimate, I don't know if you guys watch the stream, go check out the stream. That should be live on the channel as well. If you guys missed the update show, go check it out. We pretty much did the entire update show and streamed that live. Reacted to that live earlier. And Storm of Blades. Pretty much what Storm of Blades is, it's pretty much kind of like a Vivian ult, but with projectiles that do 800 damage every time you shoot your sword or shoot one of your guns. So really boring ult. I don't know. I feel like Casbane is one of those champions that everybody had so much overhype and hope for that would actually be a melee champion, and in reality is not really a melee because his sword, which is supposed to be a melee, isn't actually a true melee because it's in a cone AoE just kind of in front of his sword. It's not an actual melee like Terminus is, so it's not really a melee champion. And we thought we were going to get a melee type ult or something that would let us use the sword as a melee too. And instead we got something that's really boring. I don't know, at least for me, I like how he looks. The design is 10 out of 10, really cool, and a really cool design. But as a flank, I don't really care for him. I think he's kind of boring and kind of a letdown from what everybody was expecting, including me. Especially his ult. I thought his ult was going to be way better. His ult is really boring. That's the one thing I took out of the update show too. That's my one gripe with him. His ult could have been way different and way better. It's kind of boring and kind of fell flat, at least for me. I don't know. Maybe some people like his playstyle. I don't know. Maybe people that like Zin and playing those type of flanks will like his playstyle. I don't know. I want to go through his talents, but I'm going to be 100% real with you guys. I have not played him at all yet. And until the PTS is up, people won't be able to even play him. The PTS is supposed to be up on Friday, by the way, this week, or when you guys are seeing this video. Should be up this Friday. That's the plan, they said. So PTS should be up. You guys, anybody that has PC can play them. Us console players are going to get the short end of the stick again and not be able to have the PTS. So just you PC players, like always. But I can't tell you guys what talent's going to be good because I haven't played them. And I barely know the names of his abilities or what they actually do and how they would actually work when you're actually playing against people in a match. So look at his cards. I don't know really if they'd be any good, but let's just go quickly skim through his cards. Increase your reload speed, heal, duration of piercing momentum tax. Okay. I don't know if these are even any good. Like I said, I have to kind of play them to see what would be really good. I'm one of those players that I can't really judge loadout cards unless they're insanely busted. Obviously busted. Unless I actually play the champion first. Increase your movement speed. Heal. Extend the duration of sharp momentum. whatever. Rogue's Temple. I don't see these doing anything. Reduce the cooldown. Flurry. Reduce the cooldown of deadly momentum. I don't know. I don't think these are cards are going to be anything. A lot of movement speed cards and momentum cards and shit. I'm assuming that's just a movement ability. Those of you guys that have the season pass, you guys can have this. You guys get a recolor, a shirtless recolor, that is. Just like when they did with the Zon when he got released. Really cool recolor. Like his recolor, 60,000 gold. I'll be buying that like I usually do. The gold skin looks really cool too. They showed that on the update show. Really cool gold skin. I don't know. At least my first impressions of Caspian, it kind of feels like Salty did. Like she looks really cool. He looks really cool. Just like what I thought of Salty. But then Salty kind of turned out being a really annoying and not fun to play against. She's kind of fun to play, but like not fun to play against. I just ended up turning out hating her. And hopefully it's not the same case with Caspian. I don't know. He seems kind of like an average flank though. Like everybody had so much like hopes, high hopes, and like really crazy expectations for him, and then he kind of just, at least from what we got, he kind of turned out just being kind of eh. At least that's how I feel about him. I don't know. Maybe there's something crazy and he'll be crazy when he gets put into the game, or he's different. Like he adds some stuff to the game that we don't really have. Like we have like a semi-melee character now. It's not a full melee because it's a cone AoE in front of his sword, but we don't really have much like that in the game. So technically he kind of adds something new in that aspect. But apart from that, I don't know. I feel like they're just really running out of ideas. Like I don't know if you guys get that vibe either. Like with their flanks and especially their DPS, 100%, they are just running out of ideas. The well is gone dry, and they're just keep on pulling shit from thin air, and it's not really working. Goes to show you with his ult. Like his ult is legit the most boring thing they could have thought of for his ult. A million different things they could have did with his ult to give him a really cool ult that would have made him stand out as a flank and give him like some identity as a flank. And they just gave him what he got. I don't know. Some cool emotes. Stuff like that. Got a brand new event pass. Paladins Starforged event pass. Terminus is finally getting a skin, y'all. It's been forever since Terminus got a skin. It looks good. For what it is, I'm not going to complain. It's a Terminus skin. It looks good. The one thing we didn't get, though, is Terminus nerfs, because he got a skin this patch, and they feel like they didn't need to nerf him. And Terminus needed to be nerfed this patch, which we never got, so. Okay, kind of just your average, like, event pass skin. Nothing crazy. Just your average event pass skin. And then we got another Gender Bender skin, y'all. Now, keep in mind that we did get one for the Ganlock event pass, which I think was like a year or two ago. I think it was with Lex. But that was with a collaboration. We have not actually got like an actual gender bend skin. I don't think we've got one since I think Pepper. I think Pepper like 4.5 years ago, I think was the last gender bend skin we actually got, and now we actually got one for Zin. So they turned Zin into a girl, y'all. I don't know how you guys, at least I really don't care, but I don't know how you guys feel about it. I don't know. I think if they were to gender bend like any flank in the game and that was their plan, I would have rather had a guy Maeve. I would like to see like a boy Maeve. That's what I would have rather had. I don't know. If I were to at least have a request and what I would want, but for an event pass skin, it ain't too bad. I don't know. Zin doesn't have really that many skins, so it could be worse. It could be some other champion getting another skin. Could be another fucking Ying skin or another skin we didn't need. It could have been Moji too. There was leaks of Moji being in this battle pass, and it's not Moji, so just counting your blessings that we never got a Moji skin this patch, at least for me. Which is great. The recolors for both as well look really cool. I like the teal and the green. Looks really cool. Other event pass got a avatar and a bunch of other stuff. Got a Carnage Dance Yaggareth emote, which is really cool. Especially with the new skin, that's a really cool emote. Got a cool loading frame. Trials of the Realm. And those of you guys that wanted something with Moji, Moji got an emote, y'all, an MVP pose. That's good. I'm fine with them giving Moji an MVP pose or like an emote, as long as she never gets another skin. That's fine by me. She can go ahead and have an MVP pose and an emote, as long as she never got a skin this patch, and she never did, which is great. She should never get another skin ever. She's the only champion in the game that should never ever get another skin. Got some other cool avatars. Got a loading frame actually in the Trials of the Realm this time too. That looks pretty cool. There's a salty announcer pack that's going to be in the Trials of the Realm, so that's one thing I'll try to be getting. Got a 3D spray. I don't really care. I haven't even been getting like most of the 3D sprays from the Trials of the Realm for over the past couple patches either, because I just don't use them. If I don't like them and I'm not going to use them, I'm not going to waste my time getting them. It's my problem with them. Got some new limited time molds. I don't know if you guys watched my data mine video when we talked about the data mines for this patch, but there was Payload data mined in this patch, and there's no Payload here. So what did they do with Payload? I don't know. It was rumored that Payload was going to be coming back in like an LTM, and there's nothing here. Rogues and rogues, whatever that is. Cards to the max. Floor is lava. Where is Payload is what I want to know. Where is Payload? Hashtag bring back Payload. Please. Please, if they want this game to survive, they got to bring back Payload. Maybe they'll bring it back for Season 6, because I think the only way this game's going to be saved, especially going into Season 6, the way it's going, and with how little content we're getting, and how shitty these patches kind of been over the last couple, I think the only way they can actually bring players back and keep players interested for Season 6 is bringing back Payload, and I think that's the way they're going to go with Season 6 in January. I don't see them doing anything else. Like, what else do you guys see them doing for like the launch of a brand new season? They don't obviously care about ranked. Like, I would say maybe like a ranked overhaul for the start of Season 6, but they don't give a fuck about ranked. I don't see them doing that at this point at all. Like, what else do they have? The only thing they really have to bring back is Payload. And I think that's the only way they're going to be able to bring back players and keep people interested for another season. Really sad. It really is. Probably won't end up getting Payload probably until Season 6, I'm assuming. Got a brand new Jagras skin. We got a recolor for the Willow, which is going to be behind, I think, the Bounty store. We got a brand new Jagras skin. Probably the best skin of the entire patch. People have been wanting plushy Jagras forever, and it's locked behind the diamond chest, so those of you guys that want to go fishing inside the diamond chest for the Jagras skin with all the other garbage and all the other old skins inside there, go ahead. You'll be wasting your entire wallet full of money. And then a direct purchase for 800 coins, so I don't know, or 800 crystals. Really cool skin though. If there was a skin to buy this patch, I think it would be this skin. The only drawback by it, I think, is just it has a really cringy voice pack. It's a really annoying and really cringy voice pack on this skin, which I don't know why they keep giving it to us. That's my only drawback with the skin, but apart from that, it's probably the best skin of the patch. Got a recolor to one of the mounts, whatever. Got a DLC of a recolor to one of the mounts that's pretty much had its skin turned to cosmic, and that they called it a new mount. New gold skins, finally, for Tyra and Victor, finally. I wish we would have got one for Eevee, but I'm fine with Victor and Tyra. I'm not going to complain. Or Tira is what Mr. Jewel said on the update show. He kept calling Tyra Tira. And this guy is somehow our community manager, but he does not even know how to say champions' names correctly. He kept calling Tyra Tira on the update show. I don't know why. It's supposed to show you the kind of shit we have currently. I don't know. We don't really have like an actual community manager. You can tell he doesn't even obviously play the game if he doesn't know how to say champions' names correctly. Diamond chests has Cuddly Jagras put inside of it. Daily quest improvements. What's this? 3 quests are randomly easy or hard will now instead be 3 easy quests, 2 hard quests, or a bonus reward for completing quests in streaks of 1, 2, or 3 weeks. Okay. This will increase the max daily rewards. I don't really know what this really is. I don't know. So we're going to be getting the option of having 3 easy quests or 2 difficult quests per day, and then if we complete a certain amount of quests for like 1 to 2 to 3 weeks, every single day we'll get rewards. Is that what they're trying to say? And this is the rewards we're getting? We're going to be allowed to get EXP or a little bit of gold for completing consecutive quests over 1 or 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know. Maybe I'm not looking at it correctly. I don't know. Maybe this is just the individual type of rewards we get per quest, because it doesn't make sense that they would give us this small of amount for doing quests over the span of 1 to 3 weeks. I don't know. Maybe they don't have the rewards here. I'm assuming it will probably be like gold chests or like flare chests or something, hopefully. I don't know. Do you guys honestly care about the quests, though? Like, there are quests currently in the game, but I don't even care about completing them. They're kind of just on the back burner. They're kind of just there, at least for right now, because there's not really much incentive to actually complete them. I don't know. I don't think that'll even change anything. Schism number 3, we got a Siege of Ascension Peak being back. I was talking about this on the update show too. I was not playing during the original Siege of Ascension Peak event. So those of you guys that have been playing for that long, was it originally any good? And do you guys think it'll be any good when they bring it back for one of the schisms for the new Siege stuff? This next patch? I don't know. I can't really tell you guys because I never played the original one, so I kind of have to just wait and see. Ranked split updates. We got a brand new avatar. What else do we got? Do we have a ranked overhaul, guys? This is it. This is all we have for ranked right here. This is it. No more extra bans. Nothing with ranked matchmaking being fixed or being improved. Nothing with people going AFK and just leaving your ranked match. No increased punishments or anything about that. Nothing here about that at all. For this ranked rotation, we will be removing Fish Market, Ice Mines, and Timber Mill, and bringing back the new Warder's Gate rework. This patch's casual siege rotation has also been modified to accommodate this change. In other words, while all casual maps will remain playable, some map percentages have been lowered and increased in line with current ranked rotation and community feedback. You know, the real problem with ranked, like the maps, there are some maps that are bad. Like I'll admit Timber Mill, I hate Timber Mill. And I hate playing on Frozen Guard. I don't know why they don't get rid of Frozen Guard. I hate that map. I'd rather play on Ice Mines than Frozen Guard, if I'm 100% real with you guys. Some of you guys will probably think differently, because whatever, but at least for me. I don't mind Fish Market. Like, I don't mind Fish Market. It's an okay map. It's kind of just your average map. I don't mind Ice Mines, but I hate Timber Mill and Frozen Guard, mainly, at least for me. I don't know. But I think the real problem with the maps is, like, there should be a ban system. There should be, like, a vote system for, like, maps for every game. I think that would be really cool. I think going into Season 6, we need a map vote system to be able to vote on which map we play on for the ranked match, or whatever current ranked match we are currently going to be playing. Give us, like, an option of, like, 3 maps per game, and let both teams decide on which map we should play. Let our team decide, the ally team and the enemy team decide, and let everybody vote on out of 3 options which map they want to play on, and whichever one has the most options is the map that you play on for that match. Simple as that. It's really simple. I don't know. There's also a lot of other problems. Like, it's fine that they're taking out the maps that nobody really likes to play on, and most people don't like to play on. Like, I like Ice Mines. I don't mind Ice Mines. I don't mind Fish Market. A lot of people hate those maps. Everybody hates Timber Mill, even after it got reworked. I don't think there's anybody that even likes Timber Mill at all. But, like, it's fine that they did this and all, but there's so many other problems with Ranked that just hinder Ranked and make it just fucking garbage. One of the main problems is that there is no reason to really even care about Ranked. That is the real problem with Ranked. There is no incentive to grind Ranked, and there is just no reason to actually care about Ranked. So you got everybody's playing and going into Ranked just to throw your games and troll your games, because nobody actually gives a fuck about their ranks, and nobody actually cares about Ranked because it's not actually serious enough to actually care. There's not enough incentive to actually rank up, and there's not enough reason to actually take Ranked seriously. As one of the number 1 problems, That and the matchmaking. I think if they would fix that and the matchmaking, and even like overhaul how ranked actually works, maybe even as like a ranked format, rework that somehow, I think ranked would be a lot better. But until they do that, nothing's really going to change at all. I'm telling you guys right now. It's good they took out a couple maps that nobody likes, but nothing's really going to change at all this next rank split. Got a lot of work to do to make ranked better. I'm telling you guys right now. If the devs don't give a fuck about ranked, why should we? It is a joke. It is a cesspool of toxicity, trolls, AFK players, and that's pretty much it. And then bad matchmaking. It's very rare you actually get a good game unless you're actually playing in a 5-stack. Balance changes. You guys think this is a long video already? Man, wait until I'm done with these balance changes. First of all, I skimmed these balance changes a little while ago or at least earlier today when I was streaming. At the end of the stream, I kind of skimmed through these. First of all, there's not nearly enough balance changes here. There is no changes for Moji. There's no buffs for Pip. There's no Leon nerfs. There's no Victor, Vivian, or Tyra damage reverts from last patch. They still just melt you and absolutely just fucking shit damage. There's a bunch of other stuff too that I'm forgetting. Torvald. There's no Torvald reworks or even buffs in this patch. There's so much shit here, at least balance-wise. I know I'm forgetting a slew of other things that we could have had in this balance that off the top of my head. But like, just for example, there is so many balance changes in this patch that is not even here. There is nothing they're forgetting so much, and then half the shit that's even here just doesn't make sense, or it's just stupid as fuck, and it just doesn't make any sense at all, and it's actually ruining the game. The one thing with the balance, I don't know who's balancing this game. If there is somebody from the AOC watching this video, or if there's somebody on the dev team that actually knows who is balancing this game, and can actually tell me how this game is being balanced over the last 2 or 3 patches, whether it's the AOC giving the majority of the feedback for the balance changes, or it's somebody on the dev team, or the devs that are meant to balance this game, and actually balancing this, but these last 2 to 3 patches have been some of the worst balance we've gotten in years. And it goes with this patch again. This patch is somehow worse than last patch. I don't know how you could have topped last patch with how bad the balancing was from last patch. And now you're going to top it again with this patch. It's honestly boggles my mind with how the expectations of, you think they can't get any worse, and then they somehow go and put out the next patch, and it's somehow worse, when you think it couldn't have got any worse somehow. You're like, okay, maybe after all the feedback we've been giving them, and all the shit people have been giving them, with how bad the balance was for this last patch, maybe they'll be better this patch, and then we go and see the patch notes, and it's somehow worse, and nothing changed, and it got worse. I don't know. Whoever is balanced, I'm just going to go say right now, if it's the AOC, whoever's on the AOC and keeps feeding these awful balance changes to the devs, first of all, they shouldn't be going through. Whoever, the person that's on the dev team that's implementing some of these balance changes from the AOC suggestions, and they are somehow letting them through, one, you should not be doing that, because these balance changes that the AOC are giving you and suggesting to you are absolute garbage and make no sense, and are actually ruining the game slowly and surely over these last couple patches. And number 2, if it's anybody on the dev team, and if it's actually the dev team that's actually balancing the game, or the majority of these balance changes over the last 2 to 3 patches now, and whoever's on the balance team for the devs, whether it's Necro, whether it's Feisty Jalapeno, whoever the fuck's balancing, they need to step down and they need to be fired. I'm sorry, they're ruining the game. Whoever's balancing these last 2-3 patches are legit ruining this game. It is getting to the point where I don't think it's going to get worse, but I think this next patch will probably somehow be even worse, because I said last patch, I didn't know how it was going to get worse, and it somehow did. Do not be surprised, y'all, with this next patch after this one, in probably like October or whenever the next one is, that the balance changes are somehow 10 times worse again, and it somehow gets worse again. Like I said, I don't know if it's the devs that are doing the majority of the balance changes, or if it's the AOC that are submitting and trying to suggest balance changes, and the balance changes are garbage, and somehow they're being let through by somebody. I don't know. But whoever it is, if it's the AOC, you guys need to step down or quit suggesting balance changes, because you guys are ruining the game, and you guys are not making the game better, which is what your job is supposed to be. The AOC is supposed to be helping the game and making the game better. You guys are ruining the game and making the game worse. I'm sorry. You guys are fucking garbage. The AOC is one of the most worthless fucking things I think this game has ever had. Especially for this year. Everybody on the AOC, at least apart from maybe like 1 or 2 people, have done nothing at all. And if anything, they've made the game worse. We have a Switch rep that hasn't done anything the entire time. He hasn't even suggested anything about the Switch. We have a Switch rep, y'all. If I was the Switch rep, and if I would have made it in, which I was pretty damn close to making it in if my application ever got thrown in the garbage this year by Romanova. If I would have made it in the first meeting I would have brought up, you guys want to know what I would have brought up? Which is the biggest issue with the Switch players, is the crashing and the texture issues. That's what I would have brought up. We are halfway through the year, and more than halfway through the year already, and we have a Switch rep that has not even brought up any of the major problems with the Nintendo Switch players, Nintendo Switch player base, which is mainly the crashing issues and the ever-increasing, getting worse texture problems. He has not brought it up once, and that just goes to show you pretty much the entire AOC is pretty much the same as well, apart from like 1 or 2 people that have done a little bit, I guess. Majority of the AOC is worthless. I don't know why it's even a thing. Rant's done. I don't know. I think I just ranted for like 5 minutes, but I had to get that off my chest. Starting out with Androxus. If you guys have not obviously been playing the game, obviously the devs. I think another problem too, like the devs don't actually play their own game. Do you guys actually play your own game? Do you play your own game, or are you just a dev for your game and you kind of just go based off of what people say or what you think is good and what is bad for the game without actually playing your own game? Because I think that might actually be a huge problem too. Do the devs and do some of the AOC members actually play the game? I'm not talking about playing the game once every 2 months. I'm talking about consistently playing the game for a really solid amount of time per patch. Not once every 2 months, not once every couple weeks, not once here and there. I'm talking about like consistently actually play the game. I'm assuming at least the majority of the AOC members, and I'm assuming the devs probably don't even, half of them. I'm saying probably like at least 75% don't even play the game at all. If they do, they're playing on like an internal test build. It's not the actual patch that they have out. Or they don't test anything at all. I don't know. Cursed Revolver Androxus makes the game legit makes me want to pull my hair out. Like, every time I go out against an Androxus, you either ban him in ranks, and if he gets through, he just fucking farms, and he carries the game. He is one of the most brain-dead fucking characters in the game now. He went from being insanely incredibly good to begin with, to being reworked last patch, to make him even less brain-dead and take even less skill to play, and get more value out of playing him this current live patch. And now they're buffing him again. Duration reduced to 2 seconds to 1.3 seconds, but they increased the base damage from 10 to 11, and then they increased the tick damage. So if you guys want to know what this does, at least from what I see here, as long as you land your shots, and you land body shots, you're going to be doing more damage than this patch even. You're just going to have a slightly less duration, but they buff the damage and the duration. So you're going to be doing more damage as long as your shots are consistent and you're landing at least body shots on somebody. So you're going to be doing even more damage with Cursed Revolver this next patch. Who is the one that is balancing this fucking game, please? You guys are killing this game. Whoever is balancing this game needs to step down or get fired. You guys are killing this game. And with Overwatch 2 on the horizon, and people having to play against this shit and fucking pull their hair out in pubs and ranked when playing against Androxus and like Seven and Salty and a bunch of other champions that I'll talk about later, they're not going to want to sit and waste their time playing against this. If there's an alternative game to play, they're going to go play Overwatch 2. This patch gets released at the end of August. There is 1 month in between this patch and Overwatch 2, which is September. Once Overwatch 2 drops and nothing like this changes, especially like stuff like the sound bugs and that stuff gets fixed, that's an entirely different subject though. Like the balance mainly and this type of stuff does not get changed or fixed. They're not going to play your game. They're going to go play the alternative. And if they like the alternative more, they're going to go and play that and they're going to stay with that. If you give somebody an alternative to your game and your game is not good, you're going to go play it and try the alternative, and if they like it, they're not going to come back. I'm sorry, this shit sucks. I understand there's a PTS as well. This could also all change in the PTS, but it shouldn't have to change in the PTS because this shouldn't even be a thing to begin with. They should have reverted the rework to Curse Revolver entirely, and they should have buffed his other talents. They should have buffed Curse or Godslayer, and they should have buffed Defiant Fist to make his other talents more viable. And they could have completely reworked and reverted the Cursed Revolver rework they gave him last patch. That would have been the good balance change. That would have been what we needed, not this. Game sucks. Whoever's balancing this game, yeah, I'm telling you guys are garbage. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. I'm balancing this game for you for free. I really am. You guys are getting paid to balance this game. You can't even do it correctly. Abilities, Fire Spit. I don't know, why are we buffing Drogos? I understand a lot of the hit scans got buffed last patch because for some reason you thought their damage wasn't enough and you buffed all the damage on the main ones like Tyra, Victor, and Vivian for whatever reason. When they were already a good, apart from Vivian, Vivian was kind of situational, kind of more of a low tier pick, like middle low tier pick. But like Tyra and Victor were already good. I don't know why they need to be buffed. And now we're buffing Drogos. So what this really tells me is that everything's being power crept. This is a power creep. This is what this is. Because they buffed the hit scans, now they have to buff Drogos because his counters got buffed. So now he's being power crept with these buffs. And Andro too. Andro's a check to Drogos too, and Drogos struggles because of Andro, but that could be easily fixed. You wouldn't have to buff Drogos at all if you would just fix the problem, which is Andro mainly. You wouldn't have to power creep Drogos and make him more powerful just because you don't want to balance the game correctly. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I really don't know. Their Fall of Sense getting increased. I don't know. Increased, reduced from 24 to 12% because they're going to be putting some of that into his base kit. So they're making Fire Spit bigger in base kit, and they're putting Thrust into base kit pretty much, and they're reworking Propel into a maximum booster Thrust card. Again, power creep. That's what that is. Mainly because they buffed the hit scans and they buffed the absolute shit out of Androxus this last patch. Those are the two main things. And now they have to power creep Drogos. If those weren't a thing, Drogos would be fine. But now they're power creeping them and buffing them for no reason. Eevee. Oh, man. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think Eevee even needs to be buffed. I really don't. Like, it's fine because I don't play Eevee that good as well. Like, I'll take buffs. If it makes her easier to play, like, it's fine by me. But, like, just talking in general, I don't think Eevee needs to be really even buffed. If they really want to buff Eevee and they want to make Eevee be played more, why don't they just make it easier for her to be played? Like, dumb down her kit and make her kit easier to play. I mean, the reason why they don't do that is because they'll piss off everybody that actually likes to play her and how she is right now. That's why they're never going to do that, but still. At least that's what I would do. If they're trying to make people play Eevee, I don't know what. I don't know. She's gotten buffed and like reworked like the past 3 patches, and I don't even think have them even done anything or even make any sense. They put Blink. She has 100 base health recovery into Blink now at base. Avalanche got a bit of a buff to 6 seconds. Cold Blooded got buffed. And then Flicker got buffed or got nerfed down to 30 instead of 50 because they're putting 100 into her base kit, so. Then Frigid Field is getting a bit of a buff, which is, I think, the health block restore card. I think she gets health back when she's an ice block. And then Howling Gale, I'm not sure if that's a buff or a nerf. It's 15. I think it's a buff. It might be a buff. I don't know. I don't play much of Eevee, so you guys got to bear with me. I don't really play her that often. Here's where we get into the more of the balance changes that just don't make any sense. I want to know who's the one that actually recommended this. Was this one anybody on the AOC? I know the one with Drogos. Obviously, that was Infernal Drogos that actually wanted those balance changes because she's been obviously just lobbying for Drogos to be buffed and have those type of buffs forever. You got your wish, I guess, even though it wasn't correct. You shouldn't have had those balance changes, and that was kind of power creep. But that's obviously who suggested that one from the AOC, 100%, was Infernal. I want to know who on the dev team or who on the AOC were the ones that suggested this or lobbied for these nerfs for Koga. Reduced energy gain on killing blows from 15 to 12.5. Who the fuck runs this card? Who runs Criminal Record if it's not a filler card? Who is running this card at a 5? Who is running this card at a 5? To begin with. I have some, like, I'll admit, I have some builds that I use this card as like a filler card, as like a 2 or a 3, but nothing above a 3. Who is running this card, and why did this card need to be nerfed? And then you got Galestorm. It was 5%. Now they're nerfing the lifesteal down to 3.5%. This is if you guys know what this is in lifesteal and Dragon Stance. So you have to be using your claws to be getting this lifesteal, not your SMGs. Who the fuck is balancing this game? Who is balancing this game? Let alone who is running Claw Koga? Who is running Claw Koga and actually using Koga's claws and Dragon Stance, let alone actually even using, or I guess most people would be using this card, because it's one of his best cards. If you're running a Claw build, this is one of his best cards. You're going to want to run this at a 4 or a 5 most times, at least for me. That's what I'm running. I don't know why you would even nerf this. You want people to have different play styles, but then when people are trying to at least try to have a different play style, all the cards that actually make that playstyle good are being nerfed into the ground for no reason. That's why I go to show you guys that these balance changes, this shouldn't even be on the balance changes list. This shouldn't even be on here. Why is this even on the balance changes? I don't even know. It makes no sense, and it just makes them worse for no reason. Who the fuck is playing Koga with claws? How many times have you guys seen an actual Koga in your games playing with claws and trying to run like a claw build? Whether it's with Dragon Fangs or Adrenaline Junkie, or even like Blood Reaper. Very rarely. Very rarely. And if I do, I'm running it with Dragon Fangs, but you have to have a team built around it, and you have to have a loadout built around it, and have to go against like a certain team to play it. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know who the fuck suggested that one, but whoever it is, they need to step down or be fired. Lilith, Heart of Crimson, no longer knockbacks. This might be one of the best balance changes out of this entire patch, and that's absolutely sad. Because this should have not even been in the game to begin with. Makoa, Half Shell, getting a 2-second reduced cooldown. Who cares? Who cares? Makoa is going to be garbage. I mean, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. They buffed Androxus in the same patch. Androxus does more damage to you now, and it pretty much like 3 taps you with headshots. So, probably like 2 taps you now, actually, since he's going to be doing more damage. More tick damage, at least. They can go ahead and buff Makoa, but if they keep buffing whatever he's bad against, it doesn't make any sense. They buffed the hit scan that are all good into him last patch. They just mow him down, and especially just easily headshot him last patch. With Victor, Tyra, and Vivian. They buffed Andro last patch. They buffed 7 last patch, which are all really good into him. On a few other things I'm probably forgetting. Meldamba, Gord, AoE damaged. Increased. Okay, they increased the damage on Gord. Whatever. Not really much of a buff that'll actually do anything. Sati. Here's another problem with the balance changes. I'm going to tell you guys right now, Sati right now, if you guys have even been remotely playing the game, is almost in every single match, and she is one of the most frustrating and annoying characters to play with and to play against in this game right now. Alongside Andro, alongside 7, alongside Sky, and a few others, like Leon, and there's a few other ones that are really annoying to play against. These nerfs don't do anything. Landing a killing blow on Dead Ringer Decoy will reveal that enemy is Sati, and they nerf that down to 0.5 seconds. That'll do nothing. That don't do anything. That isn't even the problem. The reveal isn't the problem. That's not the problem with the Dead Ringer. The reveal is not the problem. I'm sorry, that doesn't even do anything. That's not the problem. Cards. Design armor. Increase your maximum health. They nerf the maximum health card. Who the fuck is running this card? First of all, who is running this card? Nobody. Nobody's even running this card. And if you are, it's a filler card, at best. Hide. Increase the duration. They nerfed the stealth. They nerfed the stealth duration, I think, on this card again. Down from, I think it's 1.50 down to 1.25. So, again, that's not really the problem. The problem is The real main problem with Sati is her damage numbers. Her damage numbers and the ability to fucking drop kick and throw down stealth as frequently as she can. She's just so annoying to play against. Her problem is, I think, is her actual like design as a character. One reason is she's able to drop kick you all the way across the map. How many times have you guys got drop kicked all the way across from the other side of the map and you get knocked into the air when she's not even close to you? They didn't nerf any of the hitbox on her dropkick this patch. That's one thing they should have did. If they really wanted to nerf Sati, at least what I would have did, I would have decreased the hitbox on her dropkick significantly until you're actually in somebody's face to actually dropkick them into the air, dropkick them. Not halfway across the map or on the other side of the map and be able to dropkick them. And then I would actually nerf either her ammo clip or nerf her damage again. I think her damage right now, I think it's 530. Don't quote me on that. I think it's either 520 or 530. I would nerf it down to like 475 or something. 470 or 4 something. Below 500. Or I would reduce the clip of her ammo. I think right now it's 6. I would reduce that down to 4. That's what I would do. I would start from there. If that's enough, I'd keep on nerfing her because she is so annoying to play against. These nerfs are going to do nothing. They will do nothing this next patch. Absolutely nothing. She's still just going to be just as annoying to play against. Sky got a power shift. I asked you guys when we were live during the update show if this was a nerf or a buff. Most of you guys said it was a nerf or like a power shift. So I don't know if it's really a buff or a nerf still until I play it or see it being played. I don't know. I think Sky needs to be nerfed. I think she needed some type of nerf. Hopefully it's a nerf. I don't know. I think she should have gotten more nerfs, if I'm being honest, because she's just so annoying to play against. Especially with Illuminate being more difficult to buy. Strix. Here's another one, y'all. Here is another one. Why even fucking bother buff Strix? Why would you even buff Strix if this is what you're going to give him? This doesn't do anything. This doesn't do anything to Strix. He's still going to be one of the worst, if not one of the worst characters in the game. If Moji wasn't in this game, I think Strix would probably be one of the worst character in the game. 100%. Why would I use Flashbang? Does anybody use Flashbang for the damage? Do you guys really use Flashbang to kill somebody with 150, now up to 250 damage? When the Flashbang is so awful to begin with, like 50% of the time it either gets hooked on a wall or it doesn't even work. Then they're going to reduce the flare by 3 seconds. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? The flare doesn't do anything. Like, they can reduce the cooldown on the flare by like 10 seconds and it still won't even do much. It'll be a little bit more spammable, but you still won't be able to even kill anything at close range with this anyways, even if you see somebody, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know. I really don't know, y'all. Make Strix great again. That's all I'm going to say. They don't know how to balance him. It's a shame. They killed Strix, and they don't know how to balance him. It's a shame. The guy is dead. They're trying to bring the guy back, but they just don't know how. They're trying to revive him, but they don't know what the fuck to do. Why would you ever buff the damage on Flashbang? Like, that'll do anything. Like, a damage buff to Flashbang will ever do anything. When the ability always gets clipped on walls and goes off on walls or doesn't even work. Like, 50 to 75% of the time. It doesn't do anything. It's a worthless ult. Hey, at least next patch, y'all. At least if somebody's at 250 health, I can throw a flashbang at them and try to kill them, right? That's why you pick Strix, I guess. Vatu, Shadow Bombs. Why are we buffing Vatu? I don't know. I don't know why we're buffing the champions that are just really annoying and really unfun to play against. I don't know why. They don't know how to balance this game. That's what it comes down to. At least, I feel bad for you guys on PC. Like, on console, Vatu is not really played as much, but on PC, he's almost in the majority of your games, at least from what I've heard. Sucks to be you guys. 7. So what they do with 7 needs to have his cards nerfed. They need to nerf the damage on burst mode. They need to nerf his cards because he has way too much spammable mobility. There's 2 cards that need to be nerfed. I think it's the one that gives you a CDR on your grapple and CDR on your dodge roll. Those cards need to be nerfed. And then they need to nerf the ability to be able to hook somebody and pull somebody across the map with your grapple hook. That needs to go as well. They didn't do it, y'all. They didn't do it, y'all. The one thing they gave us a damage revert to automatic stance. So 7 is just going to be just as broken as he was this current patch, next patch. Huge L. These balance changes are some of the worst balance changes of the entire year, and you guys are seeing why. Here's Ying. I mean, I'm all for Ying buffs, I really am. But at the same time, the one thing Ying needs to actually make her viable is to get rid of her damage talents. Get rid of Renaissance and get rid of the Elucidatory Mirror damage talent. Until they rework both of those talents, Ying will never be good because everybody just picks Ying and plays Ying to play either solo support healer as a damage, never heal their team and throw your match, or pick her as a troll pick as a DPS like healer and just shatter her clones the entire game and use them for damage and never heal her team apart from an ult. Nobody even plays Ying as a healer, and that's the real problem. They need to get rid of the damage potential and get rid of the damage playstyle from Ying and actually make her into a support, and then give her options to play as a damage character and as like a hybrid or something. That's her real problem. People don't play her as a support. That's the real problem with Ying. And these numbers aren't enough. I would have buffed this up to 900. I think 900 would have been a good number here. 800 ain't enough. I'm sorry, it's not enough. And then they reduced the cooldown of Dimensional Link by 0.25 seconds. So they gave her a little bit more mobility, I guess, if you want to call it that, I guess, with that buff, whatever. I don't know about you guys, but at least that's what I would have did. Get rid of her damage talents, rework Renaissance and her other damage talent, take them out of the game or rework them entirely, bring back Lifelike and buff that as a talent, and then rework the other talent, the third one, and rework that entirely, and then go from there. That's the real problem with Ying. Nobody plays her as a healer, and they all play her as like a troll or a throw pick, as a solo support, or as like a solo, or as like a damage healer when you were just better off picking a damage champion most times. That has no heals apart from when you ult every like 2 minutes. Just goes to show you they don't know how to balance the game. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Got some bug fixes. Oh, well, that's not a fix we needed. I don't see any fixes here that actually matter, at least that I know of. I don't know. I don't think it pays going through all these. I've been sitting here long enough. Corvus, friendless could counted friend request. Okay. Auto buy would cause players to spend credits. Okay, whatever. I don't see any sound bug fixes here, y'all. I don't see any sound bug fixes. That's scary. That is really, really bad. If this patch releases, that is about, I think, 4 or 5 months where we are going to have sound bug problems. That is really scary. It really is, because they don't know how to fix it. They don't know how to fix their own game. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but I think apart from Casbane, not really much this patch, and especially being a patch being released before Overwatch 2 gets released about a month afterwards, I think they took an L, y'all. I think a lot of people are going to be leaving the game and going and checking out Overwatch, and a lot of them will not be returning. They're going to stay with Overwatch 2. I'm sorry, it's not a good patch. This is probably one of the worst patches of the year, if I'm being honest. If it wasn't for Casbane, this probably would be the worst patch of the year. I think he legit by himself probably saved this patch. And even then, he's not really even that incredibly good. Or like insane by any means, like a lot of people expected he would be for like a new champion. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you guys made it this far, let me know in the comments as well. Hopefully you guys watched the entire video. If you guys did, you guys are absolute troopers. Poggers. Really appreciate it. Leave a like, subscribe, share the video. I'm going to get out of here. And I'll see you guys in a future video. I should be live. I do stream Paladins and Apex on the channel as well. I stream at least 3 times a week. I should be live when you guys are seeing this, probably later Friday evening again, as usual, with some ranked. So if you guys are new, want to stop by, feel free to stop by. Apart from that, I'm going to get out of here. See you guys in a future video.